Hey Stampers, I'm Gail Davenport. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And today this is the card we're going to be making. And it's from the stamp set, Prized Peony, and it has all of these thinlits that I have down here, plus this many more. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. You can get it as a bundle and save 10%, or you can get it in a full suite, which has your DSP paper and all sorts of different things. It's just wonderful. Anyway, this is how it's going to get started. I took a piece of Whisper White cardstock and I cut out all of my pieces, and I laid them out so that you could see how the dies went, and you just line them up. I have found that I can get this little one in easier if I go from the bottom up, and the others I go the other way, but this one it just seemed easier. Now you see how the back of this is where you can match it all up. So what I do is I just take a little bit of Tombow and I just ran it right across. Oh, come on, there we go. Just enough to adhere it. I did all of this inking with a sponge dauber on these flowers on the edges, and I did it in Balmy Blue because that's the paper that I chose. And then all you have to do is turn it over and make sure that it's even on this side and it's not showing. You're going to do that again with the next piece, and this time I can come from the top down. I just found a piece that didn't cut all the way through. Sorry about that. Give me just a second to get in there and get that. I'll be so glad when we can have our new die cutting machine. Mine is about 7 years old and I have just flat wore it out. So I'm so tickled that we have a new one and we can get it ordered pretty soon. So watch out for September because you can get it. And I believe it's September 1st even. So, and again, I match up my bottom. And I turn it over just to make sure it all looks okay. Now, this is where I stop, and I was doing a bone folder, but I couldn't quite get in there. And I just kind of take my thumb and my fingers, and I bend this just back just ever so lightly. Just enough to kind of give me that little bit of playroom. And I even do the tops of these that are sticking out that little bit because I want that dimension in there. So, and how much you bend it or choose not to is up to you. I would recommend that you're going to use water paper and do inks probably if you're going to mail it, to keep it really, full and bend all up with dimension. But if it's just something you're going to give or it's going to go real quick in a short mail run, you would probably be just fine with doing it this way. So, and this is not a hard card to do. And I know I'm telling you this without dimensions first because we will get to the dimensions, I promise. But I just thought this is really the most important part of this card. So this is what we needed to really check into. Okay, and then even this one again, I just bent it out the best I could without tearing it. But I used the bone folder because that usually works so well, but I had a tendency to be a little too strong-handed with it, so I went this way. Okay, so now we're going to take it, we're going to use Whisper White, we're going to cut it 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I put in a Balmy Blue liner, and that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I did a Whisper White, which is 3 3/4 by 5. That's my inside, and I left it blank because on the front I stamped "My thoughts are with you." And that could be for anything. It could be sympathy, somebody not feeling good, somebody who's just having a down day, whatever, you know what you could use it for. And then I took, and this is how scientific I am, I took my scalloped oval framelits and I just took this flower and I kept looking for the one that I thought would look about this right size, and that's how I picked it. So, and it ends up being about, let's see, I would say 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches is about the size scallop you want. And then I went ahead and I just adhered it completely plain. Because I didn't think it needed too much. Okay, so now we have that on, and I went ahead and put this on with dimensionals, but I'm not going to quite yet because now we have our leaves to make. And the leaves come with the leaf frameless, but then it has this little border around it. So I cut these in olive green, old olive, and then I went ahead and I did the darker in the Mossy Meadow. So now you want to kind of look around and see which ones you have to which ones it goes. That doesn't, but that does. So it's a little bit of time consuming with the leaves, but it's really not that big of a deal. And I just think this stamp set is breathtaking. It's just gorgeous. I just love it. But I'm a sucker for peonies. I don't have them in my yard because it seems like they love, or ants love them too. And I have so many problems already that my bug guy would kill me if I had something that really attracted him. So, but, okay, so there's one. And you don't have to use 3 leaves. You could use just 2. Since I got cutting, I got cut happy and I just kept going. And usually I use my tweezers, and there they are. Couldn't find them earlier. It just helps me so much. Kind of helps take all the sticky off of my fingers. Okay, and then we're going to do this one. I know this one is a little bit more time consuming today, but I just really wanted you to see how I put it together because I thought it was that cool. Isn't that beautiful? All right, let's go ahead and get this on here. So I just put a couple of dimensionals. Get them on there well. Take these off. And put that in the center of my card. I'm kind of deciding how I want to put my leaves, and so I'm going to put a glue dot on the tail of this one, and I think I'm going to move this up to about here. I think we'll put that right about there. So get another glue dot, and I put the glue dot on the front side because I'm going to come underneath on the bottom side. And then I'm thinking maybe about there. And then in Mango Medley, I cut out the little stamen, and I just used a little drop of glue on this because I wasn't exactly sure how deep I was going to push it until I got in there. And I took it into the very first piece, and I just kind of kept pushing it down until I thought that was good. Then I took 3 white pearls, and I went ahead with our Stampin' Up! Balmy Blue, or Stampin' Blend Balmy Blues, and I just kind of set the pearls around without necessarily rhyme or reason, but it's just, I just thought it needed still a little bit more of something, so that's how it all came to be. So there you have it. It's finished. The inside, like I said, I left blank so you could write whatever you wanted to. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to tap the little bell so you can get all of my notifications. I will have the measurements and things on anything below, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave those below. Have a great day, and hope you enjoy your stamping. Bye-bye.